Hey guys, happy Friday! First of all, I want to apologize that this video is coming to you so late. I try to have it finished around noon every day, but it is really past noon at this point. I thought today was Saturday. I woke up this morning and I thought it was Saturday, and I've been going through my day thinking it was Saturday, and then I realized that it was Friday. And I hadn't read to you guys yet, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But here I am now, knowing that it is Friday, and I'm ready to read the next couple of chapters to you guys. So yesterday we read more from Jack Will's perspective, and just kind of like what he likes about Augie, and him realizing that Augie was ignoring him, but he doesn't really know why yet. And so we're going to continue reading from Jack Will's point of view today. And the first chapter is called Private School. So, my parents are not rich. I say this because sometimes people think that everyone goes to a private school is rich, but that isn't true with us. Dad's a teacher and Mom's a social worker, which means they don't have those kinds of jobs where people make gazillions of dollars. We used to have a car, but we sold it when Jamie started kindergarten at Beecher Prep. We don't live in a big townhouse or one of those doorman buildings along the park. We live on the top floor of a 5-story walk-up we rent from an old lady named Donna Petra all the way on the other side of Broadway. That's code for the section of North River Heights where people don't want to park their cars. Me and Jamie share a room. I overhear my parents talk about things like, can we do without an air conditioner one more year? Or maybe I can work 2 jobs. So today at recess I was hanging out with Julian and Henry and Miles. Julian, who everyone knows is rich, was like, I hate that I have to go to Paris this Christmas. It's so boring. Dude, but it's like Paris, I said like an idiot. Believe me, it's so boring, he said. My grandmother lives in this house in the middle of nowhere. It's like an hour away from Paris in this tiny village. I swear nothing happens there. I mean, it's like, oh wow, there's another fly on the wall. Look, there's a new dog sleeping on the sidewalk. Yippee. I laughed. Sometimes Julian could be very funny. Though my parents are talking about throwing a big party this year instead of going to Paris. I hope so. What are you doing over break? Said Julian. Just hanging out, I said. You're so lucky, he said. I hope it snows again, I answered. I got this new sled and it was so amazing. I was also about to tell them about lightning, but Miles started talking first. I got a new sled too, he said. My dad got it from Hamacher Schlemmer? It's so state-of-the-art. How could a sled be state-of-the-art, said Julian. It was like $800 or something. Whoa! We should all go sledding and have a race down Skeleton Hill, I said. That hill is so lame, answered Julian. Are you kidding? I said. Some kid broke his neck there. That's why they call it Skeleton Hill. Julian narrowed his eyes and looked at me like I was the biggest moron in the world. It's called Skeleton Hill because it was an ancient Indian burial ground. Duh, he said. Anyway, it should be called Garbage Hill now. It's so junky. Last time I was there, it was so gross, like with soda cans and broken bottles and stuff. He shook his head. I left my old sled there, said Miles. It was the crappiest piece of junk, and someone took it too. Maybe a hobo wanted to go sledding? Laughed Julian. Where did you leave it? I said. By the big rock at the bottom of the hill. And I went back the next day and it was gone. I couldn't believe somebody actually took it. Here's what we can do, said Julian. Next time it snows, my dad could drive us all up to this golf course in Westchester that makes Skeleton Hill look like nothing. Hey, Jack, where are you going? I started to walk away. I've got to go get a book out of my locker, I lied. I just wanted to get away from there fast. I didn't want anyone to know that I was the hobo who had taken the sled. Alright, so the next chapter we are going to read is called In Science. I'm not the greatest student in the world. I know some kids actually like school, but I honestly can't say I do. I like some parts of school like PE and computer class and lunch and recess, but all in all, I'd be fine without school. And the thing I hate the most about school is all the homework we get. It's not enough that we have to sit through class after class and try to stay awake while they fill our heads with all the stuff we'll probably never need to know, like how to figure out the surface area of a cube or what the difference is between kinetic and potential energy. I'm like, who cares? I've never, ever heard my parents say the word kinetic in my entire life. I hate science most of all. We get so much work it's not even funny. And the teacher, Miss Rubin, is so strict about everything, even the way we write our headings on the top of our papers. I once got 2 points off of a homework assignment because I didn't put the date on top. Crazy stuff. When me and August were still friends, I was doing okay in science because August sat next to me and always let me copy his notes. August has the neatest handwriting of anybody I've ever seen who's a boy. Even his script is neat. Up and down perfectly with really small, round, loopy letters, but now that we're ex-friends, it's bad because I can't ask him to let me copy his notes anymore. So I was kind of scrambling today, trying to take notes about what Miss Rubin said. My handwriting is awful, by the way. When all of a sudden she started talking about the 5th grade science fair project, how we all had to choose a science project to work on. While she was saying this, I was thinking, we just finished that Egypt project. Now we have to start a whole new thing? And then in my head, I was going, oh no. Like that kid in Home Alone with his mouth hanging open and his hands on his face. So kind of like, have you guys seen Home Alone? Okay, well that's the face he makes. That was the face I was making on the inside. And then I thought of those pictures of melting ghosts' face I've seen somewhere where the mouths are open wide and they're screaming. And then, all of a sudden, the picture flew into my head, this memory, and I knew what summer had meant. By bleeding scream. It's so weird how it all just came to me in the flash. Someone in homeroom had dressed up in a bleeding scream costume on Halloween. I remember seeing him a few desks away from me, and then I remember not seeing him again. Oh man. It was August. All of this hit me in science class while the teacher was talking. Oh man. I'd been talking to Julian about August. Oh man. Now I understood. I was so mean. I don't even know why. I'm not even sure what I said, but it was bad. It was only a minute or two. It's just that I knew Julian and everybody thought I was so weird for hanging out with August all the time, and I felt stupid. And I don't know why I said that stuff. I was just going along. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. He was supposed to come as Boba Fett. I would never have said that stuff in front of Boba Fett, but that was him. That bleeding scream was sitting at the desk looking over at us. The long white mask with the fake squirting blood, the mouth open wide, like the gull was crying. That was him. I felt like I was going to puke. Alright, so Jack Will finally figured out what Summer meant by bleeding scream, and he's feeling pretty terrible about it. We're going to read one more chapter, and then we will pick back up on Monday. So this one is called Partners. I didn't hear a word of what Miss Rubin was saying after that. Blah, 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 science fair project, blah, 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 partners, blah, blah. It was like the way grown-ups talk in Charlie Brown movies, like someone talking underwater. Wah, 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 wah. Then all of a sudden, Miss Rubin started pointing the kids around the classroom. Reed and Tristan, Maya and Max, Charlotte and Zima, August and Jack. She pointed to us when she said this. Miles and Amos, Julian and Henry, Savannah, and I didn't hear the rest. Huh? I said. The bell rang. So don't forget to get together with your partners to choose a project from the list, said Miss Rubin as everyone started taking off. I looked up at August, but he had already put his backpack on and was practically out the door. I must have had this stupid look on my face because Julian came over and said, "Looks like you and your best bud are partners." He was smirking when he said this. I hated him so much right then. "Hello? Earth to Jack Will," he said when I didn't answer him. "Shut up, Julian." I was putting my loose-leaf binder away in my backpack and just wanted him away from me. "You must be so bummed you got stuck with him," he said. "You should tell Miss Rubin you want to switch partners." "I bet she'd let you." "No, she wouldn't," I said. "Ask her." "No, I don't want to." "Miss Rubin," Julian said, turning around and raising his hand at the same time. Miss Rubin was erasing the chalkboard at the front of the room. She turned when she heard her name. "No, Julian," I whisper-screamed. "What is it, boys?" she said impatiently. "Could we switch partners if we wanted to?" said Julian. looking very innocent. Me and Jack had the science fair project idea we wanted to work on together. Well, I guess we could arrange that, she started to say. No, it's okay, Miss Rubin, I said quickly, heading out the door. Bye. Why'd you do that? He said, catching up to me at the stairs. We could have been partners. You don't have to be friends with the freak if you don't want to be, you know. And that's when I punched him right in the mouth. That is all we're going to read for today. I know I'm leaving it on a really big cliffhanger for you guys, but we will find out what happens on Monday. I love you guys. I miss you guys. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day and a wonderful weekend.